Property values in Spokane keep climbing. I mean, just take a look at these numbers. In 2016, the median home price was $209,000. In 2020, it rose to more than $264,000. This year, it's more than $315,000. This should be good for the community, but in a housing shortage, it's leaving less and less affordable housing options, especially for renters. Esther Bauer shares local landlords' concerns on maintaining rentals people can afford.
This home behind me was a duplex people could rent. Now it's up for sale. More local landlords are being forced to sell off their properties. And when new owners buy them, it means higher rent for tenants.
We're going to see more out-of-state investors taking over these properties, immediately moving those properties to market value, and that's going to be a jump of hundreds of dollars in many cases for tenants.
Local landlords are being forced to sell after some have gone over a year without rent. Many too frustrated and worn out to keep up with the expenses and stress of maintaining a property.
Now I'm just looking at a lot of the changes that are being proposed at both the state and the local level, and just thinking I don't want to keep beating my head up against a brick wall on all this stuff. It's just extremely difficult.
This hot housing market gives landlords who've lost thousands of dollars an incentive to make a return on lost investments. But when someone new buys the property, rent is automatically higher because property values are escalating rapidly.
Now they're buying it at the new rate, and so if they're not moving in and they want to continue to be a landlord, of course the rent has to go up, 40 or 50% for the business to even make sense.
It's local landlords like Keith Kelly who are trying to provide affordable housing for people. He houses 100 people in Spokane and still hasn't raised rent on his tenants, even after the rent freeze ended. Many pay under $700 a month.
If a landlord like me has to sell, those tenants aren't going to find anything comparable to what they're paying now, especially for the quality.
But big corporations are moving to Spokane and buying up these investment properties on the market. They see a booming city with people moving in who can pay higher rent.
We have all these people now wanting to move into Spokane from Seattle, Portland, California, and it's putting extra pressure on a market already overburdened.
Keith thought he was going to be a landlord his whole career, but says he's thinking about a 5-year plan in case he has to leave. With his goal to provide affordable housing getting harder as more regulations and expenses fall on the backs of local landlords and leave more people unable to afford a place to call home.
The people that it hurts the most, in addition to landlords, are our marginalized communities.
And Keith says until the supply and demand housing issue is addressed, he isn't sure where people will be able to find affordable housing in the future. Reporting in Spokane, Esther Bauer, 4 News Now.